First of all, tell me your name.
My name is Mike Schreiner.
All right.
I'm the Green Party candidate in Simcoe Grey, and I'm also the leader of the Green Party of Ontario.
There we go. So let's start with just finding out a little bit about how did you first of all manage to make up your mind to run for something like the Green Party executive, because that's a big job.
It is, yes. No, I'm not a political insider by any means. I'm a husband, father, small business owner, and I'm just worried that politics as usual is not working quite well, and that the old parties at Queen's Park are failing to address some of the biggest challenges of our generation. Things like rising energy prices, climate change, the mismanagement of our resources and our money, the sustainability of our healthcare system, and just having strong local economies that create good local jobs. And I felt like it was important to get beyond the attack ads and the cynicism and the old ideologies, and just to try to bring people together from all political backgrounds to develop sensible long-term solutions to these challenges. And I felt like the Green Party does that, and so I started volunteering and getting involved.
And how long ago was that?
2004, I started volunteering. I had no intention of running. Just to help and make a positive contribution to my community. And as a father with two young daughters, I was very worried about their future and ensuring they inherit a good quality of life. But in 2009, I was talked into running in a by-election for the Green Party.
Oh, there we go.
And I enjoyed it. And people said, "Hey, Mike, you're pretty good at this.
Yes.
And would you consider running for party leader?" And I thought about it and talked with my wife about it, my kids, and decided to do it.
Do you know that one of the television shows I just looked up this morning, I think I posted it on your Facebook, they've just decided to, whenever they do whatever show they do around the elections, that they're including the Green Party.
Yes, so I met with Steve Paikin and his staff
that's
at
the one that
Agenda on TVO,
right.
and they've agreed to give the Green Party equal coverage, because I feel like we're making an important contribution in terms of putting forward policy solutions to a number of our challenges, and I think Ontarians deserve to hear that.
Definitely. So I was kind of glad to see that.
Me too.
I just happened to find it on the internet. So tell me a little bit about your personal. You said you had a business.
Yes. So I grew up on a farm in rural western Kansas, of all places. My parents
in Kansas
raised cattle and grain, and I moved to Ontario for love, and I fell in love with this place, and I started a local food business in 1995, delivering fresh, natural, organic, local foods to people's homes, and I ran that business for 10 years. It's still around. My business partners have taken it over. I have two young daughters, Isabel 11 and Beata 6. And just as somebody who grew up on a farm, I really understand how important it is to have a healthy environment, to have clean soil, clean water is essential to having a prosperous economy. As somebody who started a small business and has created jobs, I understand how important it is to ensure that we reduce regulations on our small businesses and reduce payroll taxes on our small businesses to help them create good local jobs. As a husband and father, I'm deeply concerned about the kind of world my children are going to inherit, and I want to leave a sustainable legacy for them.
That seems to be across the board that people are very concerned about that, because we could be living much better.
Absolutely. I mean, our party is really about how do we improve our quality of life, how do we improve our economy to create good local sustainable jobs, how do we sustain our healthcare system by preventing illness in the first place, and also investing in our seniors to ensure that they have the quality of care they deserve at home and in long-term care facilities.
So what kind of things, if you were, of course, now going to be elected in your own riding, what would you do for your own riding, let's say?
Well, my first step would be to open up my constituency offices, because I think an MPP is there to serve all members of my riding. And I would be there to listen and to take their concerns to Queen's Park. Some of the things people are telling me that are important to them is one is standing up against this ill-conceived mega quarry, which is being proposed in Melanchthon Township, which is right next door. I have heard the news that it's great that the government has finally woken up. A number of us, myself included, and a number of citizens have been speaking out for months now, saying that this quarry should have an environmental assessment. I think we need a government that, that would have recognized that from the beginning and not required a huge citizens movement to wake up.
I was actually wondering why all the conservation authorities didn't take it up right away, because
it's a great question.
It concerns most of them.
Absolutely. And, for me, all of the rivers that run through my riding of Simcoe Grey would be affected by this mega quarry. And so I think it's an example of the fact that we need to change the Planning Act to preserve Class 1 through 4 farmland and ensure that it has priority over aggregates and to ensure that our farmers can earn a decent living so they stay on the land. The other thing that it's shown me is that we need to reform the Aggregate Resources Act so we recycle and reuse aggregates more. I mean, we're building a bridge to Rochester and Toronto with old aggregates that we're dumping into Lake Ontario. We should be reusing those so we don't have to tear up our farmland.
Somebody said actually that they are closing down some of the aggregate places because they already have enough.
That's true. We actually are. Right now we have enough aggregates to meet demand.
For Ontario we have enough.
So why would we even conceive of ruining 2,400 acres of prime farmland and 600 million liters of our water every day? That's just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad that something's happening there.
Me too.
And of course you would follow that up if you were elected.
That's right. Another important issue for me is helping our small and medium-sized businesses in communities all across Simcoe Grey create jobs. Where the Green Party is the only political party saying, let's lower payroll taxes on our small businesses to help them create jobs. Let's lower regulations on them to help them create jobs. I think it's crazy that we write, for instance, one-size-fits-all regulations, which is actually putting a lot of our, let's say, small abattoirs and local food processing businesses out of business. And those are essential to our local economy, to supporting access to healthy local food, and to provide a market outlet for our farmers. And we would advocate for smart regulations that take the size and scope of a business into account, so our small businesses are on an even playing field.
It sounds to me a little bit like they want to have us be fed from China,
I guess,
and only eat corn and soy. Because that's what we eat now. Because anything that you buy in a supermarket has corn and soy in it.
That's right.
And also genetically modified.
So let's promote fresh, healthy, local food from our family farms. And I also think there's great potential in some of our manufacturing facilities in Simcoe Grey to be leaders in a 21st century green economy. I look at the Honda plant in Alliston.
Oh, you did?
And they should be producing electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles and fuel-efficient vehicles so we can afford to travel at a lower cost and with less impact on the environment.
Well, I was just recently looking to see if I shouldn't get a motorbike or a motorcycle or something because the gas is so expensive.
That's right.
And so I would imagine that, the way that Tommy Douglas had in mind to have insurance, like government insurance rather than private, because the private insurance company make lots of money, and that's why I think the insurances are so high.
Yeah, well, I think we can. There's certainly reforms to the insurance system that would make it more affordable that needs to happen.
Right.
A big concern of ours is just providing tax credits to people to help them buy more fuel-efficient vehicles. So they can get around at a lower cost to their pocketbook and to the environment.
And encourage those kind of people who do research on making fuel-efficient little vehicles. I mean, we don't need the big cars that we do have.
Absolutely.
So,
and also helping invest in things like active transportation, which will be paving the shoulders of our rural roads, for instance, to make them safer for cyclists, which will increase our tourism, which will be good for our economy. Studies show that in communities where you have strong downtown economies, that active transportation can help facilitate that and support our businesses to create good local jobs.
So what's happening in Simcoe Grey? I mean, as you've been looking at now, What's happening there?
Yeah, so I've knocked on about 5,000 doors, and people have told me that one of their biggest concerns is how do we create good local jobs, and they like our plan around sustainable, local, strong economies.
Yeah.
There's, as I mentioned, lots of concern about the quality of our water, of our Great Lakes water, so ensuring that we have a Great Lakes Water Act in place to ensure that our water in our Great Lakes is safe and clean and healthy,
Right.
but also concerned about our rivers, in particular related to the mega quarry, and so we're going to continue to fight that. A lot of people are concerned about rising energy prices, and the Green Party is the only political party that's saying, you know what, let's not throw Band-Aids at this. It's going to make the problem worse by subsidizing energy use, which basically, create subsidies primarily to big energy users.
Right.
Instead, let's help people like you and me save money by investing in energy efficiency, reducing our... Yeah, so what we're offering folks are tax credits to invest in energy efficiency and conservation, however it makes sense for you. So whether that's solar panels or whether that's new windows
Right.
or insulation,
Right.
or it's really what makes sense for your house, and to empower you to do that and to help you do that financially.
Right. Now, just a quick question. You're aware of CETA?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit how you feel about it?
Yeah. So the Green Party of Ontario opposes trade deals that will prevent our municipal and provincial governments from implementing local purchasing programs.
Right.
So a big issue for us is that we think government in our contracting should give preference to local companies, and in particular local food in all of our public institutions.
Right.
And if the CETA trade deal with Europe goes through, we won't be able to do that, and we think that's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Well, would you like to say anything else?
You know what? I think politics as usual is not working at Queen's Park.
Right.
I think we can tackle the tough challenges, and I know from talking to voters that people want to tackle those tough challenges.
Right.
And the Green
And I
Party
think they
has
want to be involved. I think
they
people want to be
absolutely
involved.
do. Yeah, I mean, it's clear to me, with all the revolution in communications technology,
Exactly.
that people are engaged. They want to be involved. We need government to partner with people, to engage them, to empower them, to make local decisions
Right.
about what's best for our communities.
So I would imagine that changing the voting system would be a good thing.
Absolutely. But you know what? The Green Party, we believe in proportional representation and a more democratic, inclusive system. That being said, we're working hard to get Green MPPs elected so we can be a voice for people at
Right.
Queen's Park to fix politics as usual,
Yeah.
to change the way it's done. And I think it's time. And on October 6th, I encourage people to vote Green.
There we go. I do too.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
It's my pleasure, Marianne.
All right,
Thank you.
And well, it's we've got a great space. We're downtown. We've already got some amazing volunteers that are helping run Back to Basics, but they're keen on
Helping out.
We're always going to have somebody in the office, and I got the signs and got.
Great.
Which there was a printing problem. They're hopefully coming up on Tuesday, but
Good. Yeah, let's hope so, eh?
yeah. So it's but it's lit the fire. We got 30 boxes of brochures.
Right.
We're,
Yeah, we got our brochures on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I just organized all the meetings.